Comments at all times, protect your shoulders at all times. Shake gloves and God bless.
Here we go. It's a scheduled 8-round middleweight bout here between Dauren and Yeleussinov and Devaun Lee. And Yeleussinov 5-0 with 4 KOs. Both these guys early in their careers. Lee 7-2 with 3 knockouts. But Austin, how's this for an amateur career? 397-23.
Wow.
Time!
Wow. It's a lot of fights. It's a lot of miles too. You know, we'll see if that experience either helped him or made him tired.
And Yeleussinov, the southpaw, he'll come out. His game is all about aggression and forcing the action. And Lee is, as you see Yeleussinov right away, 3 left hands.
1 to the body, 2 to the head. And he's already mixing up his levels.
Lee very smart there while they're tied up. Pops Yeleussinov with a couple of right hands back to back. And Lee, you know, when we talked to him at the fighter meetings, they'd mentioned that, you know, his amateur career maybe was short-lived, and he kind of looked at me a little cockeyed a little bit, only from the standpoint of that he's always felt that his style was more suited for the pros, but we don't want to slight Mr. Lee at all. Placed first in the New York Metros and first in the New York Regionals. Took care of business, 3-time New York Daily News, Gold Glove finalist as well. And as you see, a nice body shot from Yeleussinov.
Hey, if you know anything about the New York Golden Gloves, that tournament is bigger than the National Golden Gloves. So winning that almost means more than winning the National Golden Glove title.
Erickson, you're a guy who likes to attack, as we see the uppercut from Yeleussinov. You're a guy who likes to attack, but you do it a little bit differently. Yeleussinov he's wide, he comes in. I mean, you got aggression. You're a lot more tactical here.
Yeah, I try doing it a little bit smarter. You know, I'm always on the attack, but I still, you know, have my defense on point.
I liked what Lee was doing. He ran him right into that right hand and, you know, spinned out the corner right away. And as he spinned out, he hit him with a couple of good hooks. Good body shot.
2 good body shots from Yeleussinov. And so we know the MO for Dauren Yeleussinov. He stays low and he continues to go to the body, and Lee obliges and takes care of business upstairs.
Triple hooks, quadruple hooks. Lee does not need to be on the ropes. That's the danger zone for him. He should try to keep it in the middle of the ring.
Not much of a feeling out process for Yeleussinov in the gray shorts. He just wants to get busy right away. There's another.
Left hand to the gut.
Sure is.
Nice right hand.
Sure was.
Lee.
So Lee is very comfortable as a boxer. And welcoming the attack here from Yeleussinov as he tries to pick him off with counters and beat him to the punch. Good opening round here. Yeleussinov and Lee have quite the act to follow after the Baker knockout.
And then the body shot short.
Closer look now at the Kazakhstani fighter, Dauren Yeleussinov, born and raised in Kazakhstan, comes from a fighting family. We'll detail that, over 400 amateur fights, and a sparring partner of Daniel Jacobs, the current 160-pound champ. Yeleussinnov's father, Murat, he was the captain of Kazakhstan's national team. He's got a younger brother, Daniel, who competed in the 2012 London Olympics and still fights as an amateur.
For having 400 fights, you know, he still has a lot of tread on the tires. He doesn't look like he's shot. He doesn't look like he's slowing down much. But, you know, for having 400 amateur fights, I would expect him to be a bit sharper.
Amateur, Erickson, your amateur career, you come close to 400. I mean, I know they were hoping they were going to get to keep you for one more Olympic run, but you decided to turn pro.
Yeah. Felt like it was what I needed to do was turn pro.
Oh, good
nice uppercut that time from Yeleussinov, but Lee seems unfazed.
Lee came back with a combination of his own. Good right hand from Lee. He's timing that jab real nicely, but if he could get his foot on the outside, I think he'd have a little more stink on that right hand.
One more note here on Yeleussinov, 4-time national Kazakhstan champ. And Erickson, just to put an exclamation point on your thought process here, if you were still an amateur, you've been getting ready to head over to Rio here this summer.
Yeah, best of luck to the guys on the USA team going there.
Represent us, guys. We're watching.
Yeah, there's some great, amateur prospects out there.
Yeleussinov going to the body, and Lee returning fire with uppercuts.
Oh,
Right
shot.
hand from Yeleussinov comes upstairs, and he catches Lee.
What I like Lee, what Lee is doing, I like, is when Yeleussinov goes to the body, he catches and he comes right back to the same side counter, as we call it.
Nice right hand from Devaun Lee. Lee beats Yeleussinov to the punch again there with his back up against the ropes.
Nice feint. Came back with the right hand after the feint. It's a nice spin out.
What would you like, Erickson, to see Devaun Lee, or do you think he's doing the right thing here? What do we need to see more of from him?
He needs to stay off the ropes a little bit.
Okay.
Yeleussinov is, teeing off every time he gets on the ropes, and he needs to work his ankles.
Nice slapping right hand that time from Lee.
I mean, whenever Lee lets his hands go, he has a lot of success. He doesn't even have to set up the punches. He just, Yeleussinov is a bit of a catcher's mitt.
All right, and now Lee turns southpaw for a minute. Oh, and he gets caught by Yeleussinov. So Lee flips the script here. Something in his arsenal. And you can tell he's athletic. And nice downward right hand there from Lee, and then he comes back upstairs and catches Yeleussinov.
Even though Yeleussinov has the harder punches, Lee is touching him.
Catches him there with a right hand and rocks him.
Good round. Good round for Lee.
So Devaun Lee from the Jamaica Queens has been a pro here for just under 3 years. And he calls himself unique. Started boxing at the age of 19. Here we go, 3-time New York Golden Gloves finalist, and 6 of his 10 opponents undefeated. In Austin, we talked about Yeleussinov and the 400-plus amateur fights here. On the flip side
when
here,
you're switching on that southpaw stand,
for Lee,
don't switch
even
right
with
in
the
front of him
amateur
that
career,
he can time
they're more
you know what I mean?
concerned
You lead with that right
in his
hand.
professional
Once you touch
career
with that right
to
hand,
make
then you
sure
go
he's
inside
been
him.
in with solid opposition.
And that he has, like the 6 out of 10 opponents had undefeated records. That's almost unheard of. And I know Lubitz came up hard with his 14 fights.
Come on, let's go.
But as the amateurs, Lee fought some of the best in his weight class. He named a few.
Well, I mean, and also here for Devaun Lee, I mean, he does have 2 early losses, but he said, look, 7-2, got 3 knockouts. He said, look, I don't necessarily care about the losses. I want to get in with the competition, so people, when they look at my record, they say at least the guy he's been in with guys who were experienced. And his 2 losses came against guys who had undefeated marks.
That's right. That's right.
Round 3 of a scheduled 8-rounder here, middleweights. Dauren Yeleussinov and Devaun Lee.
Letting the free hand go.
Sure is. How about Lee? It's good stuff. Yeleussinov has him tied up, and so Lee continues to rack up some points. Back to fighting in the orthodox stance is Devaun Lee up against the ropes. So Erickson, you don't like that?
He's just staying in the middle of the ring and just work his ankles and keep turning them.
I think he heard you, because this round he's not laying on the ropes as much. He was on the ropes for a bit, and he stayed off right away. Oh, good uppercut.
Yeleussinov, though, continues to go to the body. Oh, nice. A sneaky right hand there from Lee. Yeleussinov catches Lee on the chin.
Nice little combination from Yeleussinov.
Both these guys seem unfazed by their plans, as Yeleussinov catches Lee with a left uppercut. And Lee laying on the ropes, but he fights back. Cagey fighting here.
Like my man Erickson said, he's got to get off those ropes. That is not a good place for him.
And Lee's a bit awkward. He switches stances to land, his shots.
Erickson, what would you do against a guy like Yeleussinov, who any height advantage he might have, and Lee is the taller fighter, but any height advantage he might have, he gives it away because he comes at you in that low crouching stance. So, I mean, what would your plan of attack be against a guy like that who stays low and comes at you as he continues to fire right hands and left hands to the body, but then Lee, he scrapes back. Yeleussinov catches Lee with an uppercut, but Lee comes back. Pinpoint precision here.
4 right hands on the top of his
By
head.
Devaun Lee.
Lee is very tough. Very, very tough.
They're both very tough.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeleussinov seems to not care about getting punched with 4 straight right hands.
All right, quickly, give me your plan of attack here. I did give you an opportunity to answer with the action.
I take away his power. I just like, smother his punches and, catch and shoot. Yeah, he has good punching power, Yeleussinov. So if I was Lee, I'll just take away his power.
10 seconds left here in the 3rd round. Action starting to heat up as both fighters let their hands go here. We'll be back after this. Back here at Lakeland Center, and that is Dauren Yeleussinov getting instructions here from Moses to Roman. Here are the wide punches here, Austin, from Yeleussinov. And he is certainly leaving himself open for some counter work by Lee.
And being that wide, Lee's able to see it coming from a mile away and is able to get out the way with those shots. When he keeps it tight, that's when Lee's in trouble.
4th round here of a scheduled 8-round middleweight bout. As both fighters let their jabs go.
That's what Erickson was saying about trying to take away the power. He's absolutely right. He either needs to smother him or step around him. Keep that angle where Yeleussinov's power, the power gets steam taken off of it.
And there you see Lee switches to southpaw.
Jumps in with that right jab. Good body shot. Nice stiff stick to the body from Yeleussinov.
How would you deal, Erickson, here with a guy who switches to southpaw? What is Lee getting out of going back and forth?
He's just awkward. I probably just, start pushing the action because I know that's not his regular stance, and he doesn't feel as comfortable being southpaw. So I push the action a little bit more if I was Yeleussinov and take him out his comfort zone.
Austin, if you're Lee, what are you getting out of that?
You're getting a strong right jab. He's right-handed, typically, and he has a stronger right hand. So when you turn southpaw, that jab that's in his face is a good, strong power jab.
Yeleussinov touches the body of Lee, so he's committed to that body attack, in part because of his stance. And there you see jab to the body. Again, that time, though, he went upstairs. Lee is back now fighting in the orthodox stance. So
this is where he wants to be, right here in the middle with space. And this is where Yeleussinov does not want to be. Good body shot from Yeleussinov. Oh, it's a little bit low.
So Semenios telling Yeleussinov, keep the punches up. Minute left here in the 4th round. Lee says, come on, come here. Let's go.
I mean, Lee's now kind of walking Yeleussinov down, and Yeleussinov is using his side movement. Was it a punch that made the change of events?
Well, Lee does a nice job. You mentioned he's right-handed. Does a nice job. Ooh. Big right hand that time from Lee, and Yeleussinov counters with the left
Lee
over the top.
Good hook from Lee.
Sure
Good
was.
body work from
Short left
Yeleussinov.
hook. Lee goes for those short, crisp power punches.
That's where Lee needs to be. He needs to stay off the ropes and just work in the middle of the ring.
Tactical work here from Devaun Lee. Good stuff. 4th round comes to a close. He's the undisputed heavyweight of comedy. Catch a full hour of The Bernie Mac Show. Weeknights, 8, 7 Central on Bounce TV, our way. Dauren and Yeleussinov. He comes at you with a lot of wide punches, Austin. And sometimes they land big.
And that was probably the best punch of that round.
Not to be outdone, Lee did come back with some good work. Middle of the ring. Short, crisp punches there. Power punches from Lee.
Nice. Nice angle. He came with 3 right hands, finishing the last one to the body. That's diversity, y'all.
Oh, good right hand from Yeleussinov. Catches Lee as Lee was moving backwards.
Good body.
Good body work from Lee, and then it comes back upstairs. And Devaun Lee's last fight, as he lands a right hand there. Fought Chris Galliano. Both fighters there landing. And the decision was announced as a draw. And so Lee obviously was disappointed, thought he had done enough to win the fight. And lo and behold, after the fact, they were on their way out of the facility, and Lee was informed there was a tabulation issue, and in fact, he won the fight by split decision as Yeleussinov does some good work to the body. Again, another shot.
I don't know, Erickson. I'm starting to see a little fatigue in Lee. Are
Yeah.
you reading the same thing?
Yeah, both of his hands are dropping after every punch, especially his front hand.
Yeah. And he's
5
He's
right
tough.
hands,
He's
though,
tough.
from Devaun Lee.
He's tough, so he's just gonna keep fighting.
Good body work.
I think it might be the body work that's paying its dividends from Yeleussinov, because Lee, he doesn't have the same stank on his punches.
There's a lead or a right hand. That's right, good jab from Yeleussinov. Lee has a tendency, Erickson, he slaps a little bit with his punches.
Yeah, maybe if he turned over his punches a little bit, it'd be more effective on Yeleussinov.
And there's another scraping right hand from Lee.
Backed up Yeleussinov for a second.
Nice uppercut from Lee as well. Then he catches Lee upstairs, catches Yeleussinov upstairs. Check that.
Still working that free hand.
Tell you what, both fighters here letting their hands go.
Keep touching him. Keep touching. Both hands up top. Give me that check hook. Keep coming.
Yeleussinov, true to form, continues to press. So we talked about some of the scraping right hands here from Devaun Lee. And no doubt, I mean, some of them have been effective, but sometimes too. What do you think, Erickson?
He's
That
working
kind of
right hand
scraping
pretty well.
right hand right there.
Yeah, he needs to turn over his fist a little bit more, and it'd be way more effective, I believe. Let's see how much power does he really have.
Let's go. Let's go. Come on, let me get in. Let me get it in. Let's go. Let's go.
The book on Devaun Lee, Deceptive Power, which we have seen tonight, Sturdy Chin, which we've also seen tonight. But the other part of that is relies a little too much on fighting in bursts. And true one-punch power is missing. And meanwhile, Yeleussinov continues to come forward.
I don't think he knows how to go any other way.
Yeah, it's certainly correct. From all the fights that I've seen of him, plus what I'm seeing tonight.
See right there, when Lee gets that angle, he's got to capitalize. Put some respect on his name.
But Erickson, I mean, style here from Yeleussinov with a guy who has big-time punching power, he might be in some trouble with the way he continues to press.
Absolutely, he's got to learn some defense when he's coming forward. Just a little head movement or keeping his hands nice, high, and tight.
Definitely.
Round 6 here. A nice combination that time from Yeleussinov, which ended upstairs. Missed there with the right hand.
A little bit more defense from Yeleussinov will probably frustrate Lee.
Absolutely, because when he's in the corner and he's teeing off on Lee, Lee would have been probably, I would say, a little discouraged until he catches him with a 4-punch combination himself, and he's like, okay, I'm good, I'm back. But you're absolutely right. A little defense would frustrate Lee.
Yeleussinov almost reaching out to just kind of corral Lee there. To get him to stop moving.
Oh, good right hand.
There it is.
And he almost had it.
That's right. Lee listening to his corner calling for uppercuts. And his trainer, Moses Roman. And Lee delivered.
Nice catch and comeback from Lee.
He tried the uppercut again, didn't land. Now Yeleussinov with an overhand right, and it catches Lee. Yeleussinov now tees off, but Lee fights back. Straight jab that time from Yeleussinov. Pops back to head of Lee.
That would have been a perfect exchange from Yeleussinov had he not got caught at the end, which is right back to what Ericsson's saying. If he had a little bit of defense, Lee wouldn't have hardly any success, I don't think.
And you see Lee trying to go to that uppercut, but Yeleussinov undeterred as he continues on the forward path.
I think Lee caught his second window in that round.
Yeleussinov trained by Rory Donadio. And then we're going to take a peek and listen in here. The instructions.
Straight punches. No more of this. I want right here. Boom, boom, boom. Okay? Straight punches. Boom, boom, boom. Then lead hand uppercut, okay? Got it? 1, 2, 3, and the lead hand uppercut. Put it together. Do not wait. I want the punches together, okay? Not 1 and 1 and 1. Boom, 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 back. Okay? You work too hard. You work too hard. Pressure. You gotta win these 2 rounds, okay? Let's go.
And there you heard the advice here from Rory Donadio. Basically, he wants him to come up the middle. Here's the combination Austin that landed.
Good uppercut. The same hand came around with the hook. And it went down to the body.
All right, round 7 now. A scheduled 8-rounder. Fred Charles, Erickson the Hammer Lubin, and Austin No Doubt Trout.
We got Lee coming forward, hands up, and just walking him down a little bit.
Oh, 3 right hands from Lee.
Good right hand.
And now Yeleussinov comes back.
That was the combination his coach wanted. It was 1, 2, and 3.
Yeleussinov, this is the furthest he's ever been in his career. The 7th round, he had 1 6-round decision, and he had a 6th round TKO. The other fights were all 1st-round knockouts. He just 5-0, 4 knockouts, just has 15 rounds coming into tonight as a pro under his belt. But obviously, with over 400 amateur fights, and we don't know the caliber of competition, obviously 400 is a huge number, but still, 400, there's some experience there.
Absolutely. You have no choice but to get experience, even if you're fighting 400 camp divers.
Erickson, if you fought 400 amateur fights, we wouldn't see you as a pro till you were 30. We can't have that. We need the 20-year-old Hammer laying it down.
There's the uppercut that Lee's coach was asking for.
And Erickson, what about what Yeleussinov's corner was asking for? Because he's a guy that throws wide punches, but they directed him big right hand that time as Yeleussinov jumps in, but they directed him to go straight up the middle.
Yeah, maybe they want to, start landing shots to Lee's gut, and that'll slow him down even more. Like he's doing now. He's going down the middle, and he's coming up top, and that should help him a lot.
It'll also help him to stop getting countered as much.
Maybe he should turn him after he throws some big shots.
While Yeleussinov's corner was talking to him, you know, I might have been reading this wrong, but it seemed like he was looking everywhere but at his coach. Again, the body language could be different.
Big left hand from Yeleussinov, catches Lee, but then Lee spins Yeleussinov and does some damage of his own.
30 seconds, get your money outside. Keep that job alive, wake it up.
Punches like that are ones that judges remember.
Come on, Pete.
That's right.
These are close rounds.
Oh,
There's a
good
big right hand from Lee. And so Lee comes right back. These are close rounds. They're tough to score. Good 1-2
Nice right hand.
by Lee. Yeleussinov comes back and pops Lee with a jab. Good action here to close out the 7th.
Beautiful.
Good stuff. This is the second of 3 fights that we have for you tonight on Bounce TV. Still to come, the main event. Phil LaGreco. He has just 2 losses on his card. One to Errol Spence, the other to Sean Porter, born and raised in Toronto, but the Italian background, lived in Sicily, 4-time Canadian amateur champion. Austin told you about that earlier. And by the way, served in the Italian army for 2 years, and he told us it taught him discipline.
He also said that he can turn the discipline on when he wants to and off when he wants to.
Off your kid's table.
Great
okay?
tribute there to
Understand
Muhammad Ali. You saw his trainer James Long with the shirt saying Cassius Clay on it, and I am the greatest on the back. All right. And there's that left hand right there, but give Lee credit. Came right back with a big right of his own later in the round.
He also finished the combination too. You know, even though he got caught with that one good shot, he came back with 3 or 4, not as good, but decent shots of his own.
All right, here we go. 8th and final round here of this middleweight bout between Lee and Yeleussinov here. And so prior to his last fight with Chris Galliano, that was 10 rounds, but Lee had never been this far either. So this is the second longest he has been in his career. 2 young guys early in their pro careers. Nice right hand there from Yeleussinov.
Keep touching. White down, let me get that ball.
This isn't where Lee wants to be. This is when he gets in trouble.
There you go, that hurt. That hurt. That left hurt hook. That left hook
Fighters
hurt.
tied up here along the ropes. Yeleussinov trying to get a little separation so he can let his hands go.
Don't breathe.
I tell you what, the ref doesn't have to do much in this fight. These guys don't hold anything. They fight.
And Teles Semenios is circling the fighters.
Back to boxing.
Oh, nice right hand.
Touch that bottom.
I would like to see Lee use some feints. You know, Yeleussinov is going to be right there.
Stay tight. Touch that bottom. Roll.
There's the straight shots that Yeleussinov's corner wanted. Not very effective this time.
And both these fighters have laid it to pretty much all on the line. And fatigue started to settle in. We're going to find out here. Final $120.
Yeleussinov's not out. His output has dropped tremendously in this last round. And he got to know he needs this round. They both do.
Both fighters missed there. Nice lead jab from Yeleussinov. Pops to the defensive lead. Minute left here. Lee and Yeleussinov, good right hand.
Pick it up.
Does not, though, stop Yeleussinov. Continues to come forward. And Lee left himself wide open there. Yeleussinov couldn't capitalize.
Fight down.
Goes up and then goes under. Does Devaun Lee.
He's mixing it up real nice. And he's outworking Yeleussinov right now.
30 seconds left. Erickson, what are you thinking here? 30 seconds left of a fight that goes the distance. What are you trying to do to steal the round?
I throw big shots, throw a lot of flurries, you know. Try to show the judges that, you know, I want it more.
How hard is it, though, even if you're exhausted?
You got to bite down. You got to bite down and just suck it up and fight. It's the last 10 seconds.
That's where the heart comes in.
Well, that's what we're seeing from both fighters right now, as they both try to close with a flurry.
It's a better round for Lee.
Good fight.
All right, so Yeleussinov and Lee wrapped up. This is going to be close and tough to score. Both fighters landed some big shots, but both fighters were able to battle back as well. We'll get the official decision coming back. PBC the next round on Bounce TV after the break. And welcome back to the Lakeland Center here in Lakeland, Florida. Two young fighters trying to make their way early on their journeys here. Dauren Yeleussinov and Devaun Lee. They just fought 8 full rounds. Time now for the final decision. It's brought to you by Firehouse Subs. Here's Ray Flores.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 8 rounds, we go to the scorecards. Here are your score totals. Judge at ringside, Fred Fury, scores the contest 79-73 for Yeleussinov. Judge James O'Connor scores the bout 78-74 for Lee. And judge at ringside, Alex Levin, scores the bout 76-76. This bout has been declared a split draw.
All right, crowd doesn't like it. Yeleussinov and Lee don't necessarily like it, but I tell you what, a lot of rounds that were close and tough to score, no doubt. So we have a split draw here between Yeleussinov and Devaun Lee. A couple of middleweights early on here in their career. Time now, as we mentioned earlier, we've got a big fight coming up, PBC fight. It's going to be on CBS.